So round two today on this old Astra GSI that we do for a customer. Today we're going to be doing this side, which is lovely. I don't know if that's a bit of fiberglass filler or something in there. Oh yeah, what is it? There we go, a bit of back here, something, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to be chopping all this out. We're going to be replacing this. Probably do this little bit here, just because the other side needed doing, so change that bit. So we'll do this side as well. Shouldn't take too long. It's actually a PAL, so I've got to try and do it on cheap, but to a good standard, which is you don't get both of them in the same sentence usually, cheap and good standard. But we'll do what we can and we'll go from there. So we'll get some time lapse on go and we'll get a video of it. So obviously the tools that you need for this sort of work is maul grips, there for sure, an hammer, chisel, nibbler, metal, 40 grit pad, flappy pad for grinder, die grinder, marker pen, drill bit, big grinder, well I say big grinder, a drill, another drill, spot weld drill bit, and this tool here which basically crimps end of it so you can sit and flush next to each other. Also we'll end up using that at some point. Welder, so again same welder I always use, just that Sealy one. Good welder for welding cars, does job, goes down low enough, which is the main thing, because obviously you know when you're welding cars the metal's quite thin really. So anyway, so yeah, so where we're at is we're going to be taking this panel off. I've already made a start. I've done spot welds there. I haven't really bothered too much at the bottom on that corner because it was rotten. And we've chopped this bit out. So as you can see behind it, that's all got to come out as well. So we're gonna, I mean this has been fixed before, from back. As you can see there, look, someone's put a plate over it in past. So we're gonna chop all that out, chop this bit out. And basically we're gonna make this piece here again, this piece here again, and then we're going to put a new panel on the outside. We've done the other side already. We've done the other side and we've put a new arch on there. So I'll get a process of this now. So what we've done there is we've chopped all that rust out. We have got down a bare clean metal, basically. So we've put some etch primer on it now. Oh sorry, not etch primer, zinc primer. Put some zinc primer on it, weld through primer. And what we're going to do now, we're going to make this bottom bit, and then we'll offer that panel up. In fact, we'll offer that panel up now if I can find it. So this is what we're fitting, but we're not fitting all that. We're just fitting some of it. Pretty much goes up there, as you can see. So this doesn't have the boot vent in this side. The other side, it's got a boot vent in it. So what I did there is I just I chopped it down to this bit here. So basically when body man comes in, you can just give that a light skim if you don't want it to be seen. I mean it's behind bumper anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It just wants rapturing really, well, a bit of protection on the raptor. Anyway, so yeah, so what we're going to do now, we'll get on with this. All the rust's out of the way. In an ideal world, man who wants car, this should all want taking back, you know, but we're just doing what we're doing, and he's going to be going underneath it with a wire wheel and so on, and cleaning it up the best he can. So we're going to use some, that's what we've chopped out. That's what we've chopped out. We're going to be using just normal steel up there, like sheet steel. I think this is like 0.8 thick. It's not thicker than that. It doesn't need to be. As long as it's protected right, it'll last. So yeah, I mean we do have some 2mm stuff somewhere, but I think 2mm might be a little bit OTT to be fair. It's not a structural part, so it doesn't really need to be much thicker than that 0.8. So yeah, we'll get on with that now. We'll get it on video and we'll go from there. We do some CAD design, which is cardboard adhesive design. We're going to put that on there. We're going to basically we'll get some more grips. We'll hold that there, and we'll offer that panel up, and we'll draw around where we want it to be, so then we can go cut that to somewhat like, and it won't be perfect straight away, but we can get it perfect once we've got its basic shape. So yeah, we'll get that on there now, and then we'll offer it up, get a marker pen, draw around it, blah blah blah, and let's go. As you can see, that's pretty much the shape we want. So we'll take it off now. We'll cut that. We'll lay it on some metal. We'll cut the metal and so on. So yeah, we'll get it off now. One memento. Right. So basically, I've got a shape. Remember, we'll put this a little bit higher than what it needed to be. So what we're going to do, we're going to overlap. I'm going to put that. I want that straight edge there to be there. So put that there, but we're going to overlap that a little bit, so then when it's on, it's going to be right size. So we'll chop this out first. What I need to do now is find my marker pen. 1 minute. Right, I've got my marker pen, so yeah, we're going to set that a little bit higher, so we draw around the bottom of it, and then we'll try cut this out with this, and hopefully it'll do the job. Meeting up now at grinder, and then we'll get that on basically. So yeah, let's go. So basically what we're going to do now, we'll sit this just slightly behind that, yeah, and we'll weld that along there. We'll drill some holes in here, and we'll spot weld that back to there as well, so that's going to hold the boot floor. Basically it's going to look a bit like that, and then we'll put the panel up to it. We'll be all right. So I'll just drill some holes in this right quick, and then we'll go from there. Get a little tack there, and I've got my gloves on but I haven't. And we'll get another tack at this side here. These are just tacks, it's not even a tack in there because I haven't held it. Right, so get my mask on, turn my welder on to the right settings, and get some weld on there. So what I've done now, I've just trimmed this to be something like, and we're going to make that inside bit there now, this little bit here. And then basically we can we can weld this on. We'll chop across here, we'll get that right, and then we'll make this little back bit here. Yeah, and then it's done basically. So down to the body man then to start putting some seam sealer and stuff like that on it, and so on and so on. Right, so we've done this cam design again on this here. That's what we want the flap to be. So what we're going to do, we'll put it down here anyway because we want to have a bit of room. Right, so we're going to draw around this again. I think what I'm going to do, yeah, my drawing skills are great. So that's going to be that bottom bit there. We're going to bend that like it wants bending, and then what we'll do then is we'll weld a lip onto that there, so we don't have to try and mess about curving it. I shall go and get a airline, and we'll go on from there. Yeah, so that's going to sit in there. So what we'll do now, we're going to basically weld piece of this down there bent shape, so then we can weld us in a panel to it basically. So it's easy for me to do it like that because I don't have the tools to bend this and mess about. So we'll go from there. One momento. So we're going to do this. We're just going to weld. We're going to tack that to that. Yeah, top. Bend it round. Tack it at bottom. Get a couple of little tacks on it, and then we'll cut it to size, and then we'll weld it all the way around. Right, so that is basically something like, I think. So when that's fastened onto that side of the car, this side will be on outside basically. I'll see in a minute. I'll go over now and show you. So I've had a bit of manipulation on that. I've had to mess about with it quite a bit. Forgot to record it, but so what we're doing now, we're gonna basically tack it a little bit. We're gonna make sure it's in the right place, and then we're gonna start chopping that line on inside. So then this sits flush to it. We'll pull that out a bit. I know it's not exactly the right size, but it'll be a little bit closer once it's got to it. So yeah, we'll do that now. Just give it a couple of tacks, and then we'll start thinking about putting it out a panel on, cutting that and getting it right. There's a couple of tacks on there now, so we'll take this off and then we can manipulate that about a little bit, make sure it's in the right place, and obviously we'll come back and we'll weld the full thing. That's the one. Right, sound. So we'll weld that on. We'll just spot weld it. We'll chop down there. We'll weld that onto that. Blah blah blah, and job will be a good one. So a minute. So where we're at is welded that up now. Look at this side here. Go inside there. Welded in there as well. That's so obviously once this has got some seal around it and stuff, you know, it'll look just normal, to be fair. But yeah, I've flattened that bit off there because I'm not 100% sure if it's got a plastic thing that needs to fix flat to that. Obviously I ain't bothered with this too much because it's going to have all the sealer put back around it again anyway. So it seems pointless wasting too much of my time, to be fair. So yeah, it's spot welded on all the way around. What we're going to do now, we'll do this little back bit here. I know my light's terrible in it. We'll do this little back bit here, and then that's pretty much it. We'll put a bit more primer on it, and then it's down for guy to run some seal around it, some seam sealer and so on, and you know, and put on whatever kind of protection that he wants. Basically, that's that bit done, to be fair. Right, so that's done now. It's had a couple of coats of zinc primer just to help it along a little bit while we wait for bodyman to come. Can't really show you inside, but yeah, I've zinc primer. I took stickers off. I'll let bodyman do that when he comes to it. But for now, it'll stop rust from coming back, and yeah, it's not a bad little job really. Quite a simple, straightforward one. All done in there. So yeah, it's cracked off just like that. Probably puts a bit of seam seal around it when bodyman gets to it and so on. But yeah, I think overall, steady away little job. Not charging him much for it, probably 100 quid or something. He's a friend, so can't charge him too much. But yeah, anyway, job's good. Leave it at that.